Someone else put in the chat, what do you think about hugging? Teen students seek out staff for hugs since only that staff gives them. Other staff don't, and it's difficult for them not to touch the other staff as a result. Any suggestions? Yeah, what do I think about hugging? I think, if it's appropriate for a 3-year-old to be hugged, period. Once the kid is a bit older, it's not appropriate. If you see teachers hugging students who are older, sometimes that could be grounds for things like, I'll give you an example, and it's a personal example. I had a really amazing teacher in high school. He was phenomenal, and he would counsel us and everything else. And he ended up hugging a student, and he got suspended. He was giving the student a hug literally because she was crying. His door was open. He always kept his door open. He hugged her to console her, and he got suspended. So that's what I think about hugging. Like that's not a kid with autism. That is just being human. I'm going to console you, but teacher-student relationship, couldn't do it. I have another comment. I had a student who was 10, and he used to draw Bobos on every single picture. And he had this one staff who had enormous Bobos, and he used to seek her out, and she would give him hugs all the time. And what happened was he would engage in negative behavior, and she would give him a hug to try and calm him down from the negative behavior. Well, guess what? He's going through puberty at around 10 to 12 years old, and actually his negative behavior increased because he really wanted those hugs. And he was about this height, and he would snuggle right into her, and it wasn't cool. So I really do think that you should be talking to that specific teacher, if anything else, to just say, hey, listen, like suspension, like this isn't right. You wouldn't do this with any other student. Like it's not cool. Try and put it a bit more gently than that. If you've got, if they don't listen, you may need to take it higher, but I would start going to them first. And then trying to teach that teen like a time and a place for hugs, right? Because they can't be hugging everybody. If they start hugging anybody, for instance, other staff, but not just other staff, but what about students? What if they start seeking out hugs from other students? That could be non-consensual, right? So something to teach them is that time and place. And then also looking at replacement behavior. So, if they're seeking out hugs, do they need deep pressure? And where could they go to get deep pressure? And how do they fulfill that in a non-contingent way?